Welcome to Knock and Taste Buds. Today we're going to be making the easiest no-bake cheesecake. First we're going to be making the base. For this we need to add 1 cup of graham crackers, 1/3 cup of unsalted melted butter. Now we need to mix this really well to ensure that there isn't any big clumps in the base of the cheesecake. Now we need to get the cheesecake portion ready. For this we're going to be adding 1/3 cup of lemon flavored jelly powder mixed in a bowl. To this we need to add 1 cup of hot water. Now we need to mix this really well to make sure that the jelly powder dissolves really well, and once it's all dissolved we need to let it cool to room temperature and before we add this to the rest of the ingredients. Now in another bowl let's add 2/3 cup of full cream, which is 35%. And now let's whip it all up until it comes to a consistency of whipped cream. And what I normally do as well, whenever I'm making whipped cream, I always leave the bowl that I'm using in the fridge for about 10-15 minutes, so then the bowl cools down, and this way whenever we add the cream it doesn't sort of reduce the coolness of the cream, and it makes it faster for the whipped cream to come to its consistency. So this usually takes about 5 minutes. Now we need to add 3/5 cup of cream cheese. Let's blend it all well until the cream cheese is not clumpy, and this is actually a very light cheesecake recipe that it is great for any occasion. And today we're going to be making it as individual serving, so it's easy to serve, especially for great summer parties. It is very light and not heavy like your typical cream cheesecake. Now we need to add 3/4 cup of sour cream to this, 1/2 cup of icing sugar, and the lemon flavored jelly that we have prepared earlier. Now mix it all up really well until the mix is nice and smooth. You can see how smooth and silky the texture is, and this is exactly what we need. Today we're going to be using champagne cups to assemble our individual cheesecakes into, and for this I'm using 1/8 cup of graham crackers in each of the cups. You can adjust the amount of each layering that you're using according to the cup that you're using, and if you don't want to do the individual serving, you can always put it in a bigger pan or a bowl and then serve it up cut or scooped into individual servings when it's time to serve. You want to make sure that you use some sort of a base to pack the graham cracker base, and this way the cheesecake mixture doesn't go through to the bottom and it stays content on top of the base. So I usually, when I'm using these cups, I usually just use another cup's base to just pack it in well. And to my cup I'm adding 1/3 cup of the actual cheesecake filling mixture. And once we have layered the graham cracker base and the cream cheese mixture, we need to refrigerate this for at least 3 hours. After 3 hours we can see how well it has thickened, and now we can prepare the top layer. Now we need to get the top layer ready. For this we're going to be preparing 1/3 cup of strawberry flavored jelly powder, and to this we're going to be adding 1/2 cup of hot water and mix this really well. Now we're going to be adding 1/2 cup of cold water and mix really well. Since we added 1/2 hot water and 1/2 cold water, we don't have to wait for this jelly mixture to be cooled to a room temperature before we add, so we can add it to the cheesecake layering right away, and just add as much as you are happy with. And you can see this pretty red color coming through. So once we have added this, we have to refrigerate this for another hour. As you can see, it has come out really well after an hour of refrigerating. And as I said earlier, you can either serve these as individual, or you can put it in a bigger pan and then serve it as a sliced cheesecake as well. Whatever you're happy with. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. Thank you so much for coming over to Knocking Taste Buds, and I hope you will try this recipe with your family. And don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share. Thank you so much again for coming over to Knocking Taste Buds.